Most businesses don't fail because of bad luck or a bad market. They fail because one or two specific things are missing, and once you know what those things are, you start spotting them everywhere, including in your own business. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end you'll know exactly what they are, and you'll probably already know which one is costing you the most right now. Brian Tracy said it best: dream big. There are no limits to how good you can become or how high you can rise, except the limits you put on yourself. I think about that line a lot because most people who feel stuck in business aren't actually stuck. They've just quietly agreed to a smaller version of what's possible. So what does it really take to win in business right now? Start with the basics. You need a product people genuinely want, priced in a way that makes sense. That's not the whole game, it's the floor. Everything else gets built on top of that. And if your business feels stuck right now, it's almost always because one specific thing is broken, not everything at once. Find that one thing, fix it, and the rest tends to follow. So let's walk through the places that thing usually hides. Here's a strategy most owners skip once they make it: be hands-on. Growing a business means actually being there, not delegated there, physically and mentally there. Think of it like a doctor making rounds. You show up, you check on things, you notice what's off before it becomes a problem. The owners who aren't above the small stuff. They'll straighten the shelf, pick up the dropped box, fix the thing nobody else clocked. And here's the part people miss. Customers notice that kind of attention, even when they can't articulate why they trust you more. It's not about doing everything yourself forever. It's about staying close enough to know what good actually looks like in your own business. Here's another strategy, and it feeds right off the first one. Show your passion. Every great salesperson understands one truth: selling is really a transfer of enthusiasm. If you're not lit up about what you're offering, you can't expect your customer to be. That energy needs to show up for your product and for the people buying it. Pair that with real optimism, because business will throw problems at you constantly. That's not bad luck, that's just the job description. The owners who last aren't the ones who avoid problems. They're the ones who get fast at finding the lesson inside whatever just went wrong. Here's another strategy, and it's really the point of everything else: focus on the customer. Profit isn't the point of a business, it's the byproduct. The real point is creating and keeping a customer. Get someone to buy once, get them to come back a second time, and eventually get them to bring a friend along. Every number that matters in your business traces back to one thing: how many people are genuinely satisfied with what you gave them. If you want that number to climb, listen more than you talk, and get involved in how people actually experience the process of buying from you. But satisfying customers only works if they have a reason to choose you in the first place. So here's another strategy: get competitive. Unless you happen to own a flat-out monopoly, you're in a fight, whether you feel like one or not. Competition is the whole game, and differentiation is how you win it. You cannot be the Me Too option sitting next to 5 other Me Too options. You need an edge, and if you don't already have one, you build one. That edge is your USP, your unique selling proposition, the actual reason someone walks past 3 other options to get to you. Sometimes that's location. Sometimes it's the product itself. But more often than people expect, it's you. When customers picture a business in their head, they usually picture the person running it. With your edge in place, here's another strategy that protects the engine underneath it all: mind the money. Know your numbers daily, not vaguely, but specifically: sales, revenue, and cash flow. Pay particular attention to net profit instead of gross. Gross profit can make a struggling business look healthy on paper. Net profit tells you the truth because it's what's actually left after everything real gets paid for. While you're looking at the numbers, picture the ideal version of your business. What would it genuinely look like if it were working exactly the way you want? Now work backward from that picture instead of forward from where you're standing. Here's another strategy, and it's less about a task and more about a mindset: chase being the best. The best owners are never quite satisfied, not in a stressed-out way, but in a hungry one. They're in constant motion, working harder, moving faster, staying open to learning the next thing even after they've already learned a lot. Being the best isn't a title you earn once and keep forever. It's a posture you choose to hold day after day, long after the excitement of starting wears off. Here's another strategy, and honestly, the one most people get backward: measure your success. Everyone defines it differently, and that's fine, but here's a measure worth stealing. Do you actually enjoy what you do? That's success, full stop, before any number gets involved. Add to that consistently hitting your numbers, because that's the proof that you actually know what you're doing, and it's not just luck. And underneath both of those, love your product and love your customers. Do all of that together, and it becomes almost impossible not to succeed, not because the universe owes you anything, but because that combination is rare enough that it tends to win on its own. Here's another strategy that's easy to overlook because it doesn't feel urgent until it's too late. Build a team you can actually step away from. Plenty of owners end up running a business that only works when they're personally in the room, which isn't really a business. It's a job with extra steps. Hire people you trust, then hand them real decisions, not just tasks. The goal isn't fewer responsibilities for you. It's a business that still runs well on the day you're not there. Here's another strategy worth building into a daily habit. Stay visible on purpose all the time. Marketing isn't a campaign you launch once and check off a list. It's a habit, the same way you check your books or your inventory. Show up consistently where your customers already are, instead of going quiet for months and then wondering why growth stalled. Consistency beats intensity almost every time here. And here's one more strategy, the one that quietly ties everything else together. Stay willing to change the playbook. The market that worked for you 2 years ago isn't the market you're selling into today. Businesses that stall out usually aren't doing anything wrong exactly. They're just still doing what used to work. Keep watching what's shifting around you, and be willing to rebuild the plan instead of defending it out of habit. Building a business is hard. There's no version of this where it isn't. But it's also one of the most rewarding things you'll ever build, especially if you plan for it honestly and set goals that stretch past next quarter instead of just next week. So here's my question for you. Are you planning to start a business this year? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll follow up with you personally. Take action today. Not next quarter, not once everything lines up perfectly today. The business you're picturing right now only becomes real once you start treating it like it already is, before anyone else can see it. Most people wait for permission they're never going to get. Don't be one of them. If this video gave you something useful, subscribe, hit like, and send it to someone who needs to hear it today. There's a free gift waiting for you too. Just click the button on screen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.